Hi everybody and welcome back to the kitchen. Today I have a very special episode. I am going to be baking a recipe from my grandmother's handwritten cookbook. This book was assembled in the 40s. It has been passed through the generations and now I have it. But it's not going to do any good if it's sitting on a shelf or in a box. I am going to honor her memory and preserve these recipes by actually making them. One of the items that was most popular with my family was my grandmother's coffee cake. She called it Kuchen. I found a recipe for coffee cake in her cookbook. I don't know if it's the Kuchen. And it's barely a recipe. It's a list of ingredients. It doesn't say how to combine them or what to do with them, what temperature to bake them at. I'm going to do my best. In fact, one of the measurements is softened butter the size of a hickory nut. What do I do with that? I couldn't describe a hickory nut. I did a little bit of research and found that there are several species of hickory, each with their own size of fruit. But one of the most prized hickory is the shagbark hickory nut, and it produces fruit the size of a golf ball. So how much butter is in a golf ball sized piece of butter? I'm going to say 2 tablespoons. I am also going to make the assumption that when the recipe calls for milk, she means whole milk. I think in the 40s that was pretty much your only option unless you're talking buttermilk, but I believe she would have specified that. I should also make the disclaimer that even if this recipe is the Kuchen, it may not taste the same as hers. She may have had some unwritten techniques that I just don't know about and will never be able to replicate. Like other coffee cake recipes, there are 2 main sections. There's the cake and then there's the topping. I am going to put the recipe in the description, so if you miss something, don't worry about it, it'll be there. The first step will be to cream a 1/4 cup of butter and a 1/2 cup of sugar. This is what my creamed sugar and butter mixture looks like so far. Next, we are going to add an egg and mix. This is the combined butter, sugar, and egg. The next step is to whisk together the dry ingredients. 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Whenever I have some separated dry ingredients, I like to whisk them together so that they are evenly distributed before I add them to the wet ingredients. I just don't like surprises. I am going to start the mixer again for my butter, sugar, and egg mix, and then I'll gradually add the dry ingredients until they're all incorporated. I forgot, halfway through adding the dry ingredients, I need to add 1 cup of milk. I remember my grandmother's coffee cake being round, so I'm going to use this, I think this is an 8-inch round cake pan. I'm going to coat it with cooking spray first and then put in the batter, spread it evenly, and proceed with the next step. And this is what the batter looks like. Next, I'm just going to tap it down, reduce the air bubbles, make sure it's kind of evenly spread as much as possible. And now for the topping. I'm going to be using this miniature food processor to combine the butter, sugar, and cinnamon. Just pulse it. I don't know what my grandmother did. I know she didn't do this, but this is what I have, so this is what I'm going to use. That looks pretty good. It looks like wet sand. I'm just going to distribute this as evenly as possible over the batter. I'm just going to use this fork to try to spread this out a little bit better. It's not bad, but not what I had in mind either, so just make it a little better. Everybody knows the best part is the topping, so you just want to make sure that every bit of the coffee cake has some. I don't know if this counts as streusel because I think traditionally streusel has flour in it as well, but so we'll just call it topping. I don't want to squish it too much because I think the texture could be interesting, so let's just leave it like that. I'm going to bake the coffee cake in a 350 degree Fahrenheit oven, or that's 175 degrees Celsius, for 45 to 50 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. It has been a long day. Before I could get any photos or try the coffee cake, the dog ate it. I didn't know what to do. So I did the only thing I could do. I made another one. Fortunately, if you're not filming or explaining or doing everything else, it doesn't take nearly that long. So I have a second coffee cake. I should probably mention that I took this out of the oven about 30 minutes ago. It is still warm, but it's been sitting on a trivet on top of the counter, cooling down, finishing the baking process, maybe solidifying a little bit, but I think it should be ready to pull out of the pan now. This does feel very soft and spongy when I'm cutting it. It maybe would be even better if it was completely cool, but right now it's still warm. I don't know, I can't even see where I cut it. I think it's just going to break. It did break, but the first slice is always tricky. I'll try cutting another slice. Presumably this slice will be cleaner to remove. And it is cleaner. This is what we have. I'll actually try the broken one. Save the pretty one for my wife. It should taste the same. I want to get a bite with a lot of topping in it. It's very dense. It's almost like a pound cake, but maybe a little chewier. Less dry, more chewy. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. I think most of the sweetness is coming from the topping. I had a bite there without the topping, and it did taste almost bread-like. This is not an overly sweet coffee cake. It's easy. This is a very easy recipe. It's very quick to make. I wish that my aunts and uncles were here to try this. They might have a better idea, or I don't know. It's been a long time for everybody. But this could be it. This could be the Kuchen. And since there's nobody here but me to make that determination, I'm going to say yes, this is the Kuchen. And if it's not, then it is now. Who's to say? I think it is the way it's supposed to be. But it's just that everything now is so sweet. This is old school. I would like to thank you for hanging out with me as I preserve my family's traditions. We will be making more recipes from Grandma's cookbook in the future. And until next time, thanks for stopping by.